Hey, I'm Megan, and this is 10 microeducation apps in 10 days. It's a self-imposed challenge where I build one tiny, functional, shareable app every single day for 10 days straight. All right, we have a fun build today, and a little bit different because I'm going to build directly into Claude, and I'm going to do this to show you that you don't need to deploy an app, you don't need to know how to deploy an app to have something that you can build that works for you. So this will be fun because we're doing it right inside Claude. I actually use Claude not on browser. I use it as the app on my computer. Someone told me that was weird recently, but that is what I do. My reason is I have too many tabs on every browser window. So for me, it's actually easier to keep track if I'm in the app. Anyway, this is my prompt. I'm going to paste it in here, and no one cares about spacing, but I'm going to adjust the spacing as I talk about this with you. So we are building something that I want to call MindGym, MindGym. And what I want this to do is I want it to be sort of a reset, calming, like meditation type app that educators can use. And I want it to live inside Claude so I can use it anytime. No one else will have access to mine unless I share the public link, but anyone can build it inside of Claude. So I want it to provide a couple things. I want it to offer breathing exercises. So this is a couple examples. I would be okay if it just had one type for this build, but if it can offer multiple choices, then that would be great too. I want it to have a binaural beat generator. So that is something that, let me see. I want a binaural beat generator. So I'm going to actually change this to create a binaural beat tone at a frequency to aid in calming and focusing. Okay, we don't need language, I just want the tone. I'm going to say offer different options of intensity. Okay, we'll see what it does with that and then adjust as needed. I want to have a reflective journal prompt. So open-ended question for introspection. This is good. And then micro ritual. So suggest a simple mental reset and keep it short, meaningful, and low effort. Okay, this is good. I like that we are starting with different options on how much time you're going to use for this. Let's see. This is good. So I'm going to run it. And as I run it, I want to talk about something else that I'm about to show you towards the end of this video. So I actually have a child version that I'm pairing with this build that I created for a hackathon for the Figma Make-a-thon, which I talked about in the Lex video, the sped chatbot, because I used Figma Make in that as well. But I actually went in and I created a kids emotion check-in, and similar to this, like a calming, regulating, like mood checking app. And it's live already. I finished it. I've been working on it for the past few days. And it's very fitting because today's the last day of the Make-a-thon, and I submitted it about an hour ago. And it's also day 10, the last day of my 10 apps in 10 days. And I just happened to be building something very similar to the child version that I submitted. Okay, so it looks like it has processed this. Now it has not made this into an app. It has followed, okay, so I'm going to tell it, this is great, but I want you to build me an app that will live here in this conversation inside of Claude. Okay, let's see what it does with that. Okay, here we go. Now it's drafting the artifact. We can see the HTML that it is creating right now. It's setting the CSS cascading style sheets information. So that's just telling you the different components and their characteristics. And let's see, so I can see, actually, as you go through, when you first start this, this will look like gibberish, but look at it as it's building, because you'll see that it's doing what you asked for. Like I saw journal prompt in the CSS, so I know that that is a component it's creating. I can see the different components we asked for in the titles. So this is really cool. And as we have, I actually don't know if I mentioned this before or if it got cut out, because I had attempted to make an app in Claude earlier in this series, but wasn't successful ultimately because I wanted it to be able to do more. I actually needed to have an LLM hooked up. I actually think it was the one that I used Figma Make on. It was the chatbot. I think. So maybe you haven't seen this yet, but what Claude is doing is it's creating, there we go, it's creating the code. So what it just created lives here. So this is HTML. All of the code is here, and it's showing you what that app could look like. And so we can go in here and we can adjust anything that we want it to look like. It will adjust the code. If you wanted to make this a live app and you wanted to push it to like Netlify or whatever you use to publish your apps, you can do that. You can take the code and you can create a one-page app. But I kind of like just building things in inside of Claude. And what I'll often do, so you can star any conversation, but I actually also like to rename it and put a star in front of it. We will keep the name it had for educators. Because for me, I have so many conversations in Claude because of how much coding I do within Claude. So when I'm scrolling, it's helpful to see things that have stars in front of them, because then I know that's something that I had wanted to go back to. All right, so let's see. It looks like we have 3 options here. And so let's say we have 1 minute. Okay, so this is what we want. And this actually, this is fun. It looks a lot like the child version. So let's see. Okay, this doesn't actually do anything when I click. So I'm going to say here, the grounding breath section, nothing happens when I click the start breathing guide button. I would like it to animate the breathe circle intentionally to show 4 seconds of breathe in, 4 seconds of hold, 4 seconds of breathe out, 4 seconds of hold. It should do this on a loop. Okay, so let's see. We also have quick intention. Okay, this is good. This is just a little suggestion. You're exactly where you need to be. Your dedication to education and to yourself matters deeply. This is very nice. Let me look at the other options. Okay, different breathing. Interesting. Okay. Let's see. To show, I'm going to change this for the 1 minute version. Adjust accordingly to the other versions. Okay, that should do it. And just to check, yeah, this doesn't do anything. I like it to animate it so it's expanding for breathe in, and then getting smaller for breathe out, and then holding it there for a hold. Okay, calming tones. Okay, here are my binaural. Now, you're not going to be able to hear any of these because I don't have it set to record. I don't think I have it set to record the sounds from the computer, although I might have it on. So, okay, it's working. What I'm going to say is, for the calming tones, make the hover and selection color of the frequency buttons more different, so that the selected / hovered button stands out. Okay, that's just a small preference thing, so you can tell what it is, but that's working. I'm gonna say otherwise it works great. Okay, give that positive affirmation. Micro ritual, good. It's a visualization. Okay, so what I would do actually, if I were to build this into an actual app and publish it, I would make all of this audio. So if it's something that was generating new content every day, I would link it to 11 Labs or maybe another audio service, and I would have it always have the ability to read it out loud. You can also use, Google has built-in, like Chrome has built-in voices that you can use to do text-to-speech. This is good. Another affirmation, that's good. This is the same one. Okay, let me check the 5-minute one. Same thing. Okay. Oh, it looks like we have more here. Let me see if they sound any different. Okay, oh, I can hear it a little bit. Let's see. Reflected. Oh, nice. What does my heart most need right now, and how can I honor that need today? Okay. Ritual. I like this. I like the tiered, like the different levels, depending on how much time you have. You know what? Okay, I'm gonna say everything else looks great. Okay, so I'm gonna send this in, and I'm going to have it make those edits. All right, we're back here, and it looks like Claude has made the adjustments. Everything's working, so it's showing up. You see the version 2, so it's made some edits, and it did just go through a bunch of edits inside the code. So that's what our app is going to be. I can publish it. There's a button to publish it, and I will link to that. But what we're going to focus on next actually is the kids app that I built. So I will show you how that works. So this is Mello, the children's app version of MindGym, which I just built out in Claude. This version, the children's version, I built in Figma Make, and I entered in the Figma Makeathon, Figma's hackathon. And I'm going to show you this because I spent a lot of time on this. I really love it. It's, as a special education administrator, this is something that is very close to my heart. It is for any of our children who are having a tough day. And for those of you not in education, you might not know this as closely as we do, but every year that passes, more and more kids are coming to us dysregulated, having social emotional challenges for various reasons, I'm sure, but it's hard to see. And while this app isn't going to solve that problem, that's a huge problem that we as a society need to discuss, but it is my attempt at doing my part at creating a tool that can support in those situations. So one of the things I love is I have different avatars, different guides that the children can choose. When you click, you can see all the options here. We have Mello the bear, Sunny the dog, Whiskers the cat. We have Tino the dinosaur, Pip the fox, Bloop the frog, Tula the turtle, Ollie the owl, and Luna the unicorn. So we're going to choose one. I really like Pip, and we can then continue on. Okay, so to start with, you tap the face that matches how you feel. So if you tap one of the positive emotions, it will thank you for the check-in, I'll show you, and give you a star. If, however, you are experiencing one of the more negative emotions, if we click sad, it's going to give you some options to do something about it. You can take a break, you can ask for help, you can take a deep breath, or you can use your fidget. And these cards change depending on the animal guide that we choose. So if we click on take a break, we have choices of timers. So this is great for our teachers that want to set a timer for our kids who need breaks. You know, we have various timers in the classroom. This is just another one that you can go with. So if you start the timer, it will start running, and you can click all done. I'm going to click choose a different strategy, and I'm going to click ask for help and show you this. So here you can tap the different cards, and it will read what it says out loud. We have a lot of children who are not yet readers, or who are minimally or nonverbal, and so having something that can speak for them in this situation is helpful, and we're hoping the emojis can kind of aid them in figuring out what the card will say, and eventually the location of the card will help them indicate which one they want, or they can just press them and then find the one they want and press it again.
Will you take a walk with me?
So you can say that indicates that you've already chosen that one. They all
Can you sit with me?
They all speak what's on the card. Okay, I'm going to go and choose another strategy. The deep breath one walks through a box breathing cycle. So we start breathing.
Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in.
Okay, so you can see that it will go through that multiple times, and so the child can do the deep breathing. Let's go back and look at our last one, which is use your fidget. And this is a digital version of a fidget, and you can, press these to make a sound. You can click all of them, you can spell something, you can reset it and start over. Now, when you've done any of these and you decide that you're done, you can click all done. And it tells you that you did a great job checking in, and it gives you some sort of, check-in symbol. Now, one other thing I wanted to show is we have two different modes. This is our light mode. This is our dark mode. And I just really love how it looks. So I wanted to show that off a little bit. It's just, I love the graphics and I really love this app. And we've had students try it already. Jen, our teacher of the year, I asked her to have some of her students try it out, and they did, and she took some pictures without student faces to show me so that I could share. So really excited to continue working on this. I think that this is a really cool app that can be used immediately in the classroom.